Monument Valley is a top-down puzzle game taking place in a series of colourful dioramas. You play as Ida, or Ida, I'll just call her Ida for this, a wandering princess on a quest that's fraught with surreal puzzles and complex challenges that'll leave you in total amazement. Before I continue, I just want to make a quick note. For those who may be unaware, Monument Valley was originally a mobile game released in 2014. This version, the Panoramic edition, is its PC debut. I haven't actually played the mobile version, so all of my comments stated in this review are purely based on its PC version. With that out of the way though, the review. While it's certainly not its main selling point, the game does have an interesting story. As I said before, you play as a princess called Ida, and you get to experience her journey of forgiveness. In her way are the Crow people, habitants of this world who seek to interfere in her quest. As far as storytelling goes, however, that's more or less it. The narrative is told in a fragmented way, through various dialogue exchanges, as well as scenes that are generally open for interpretation. That last part is what makes it intriguing to me though. There's a lingering sense of mystery throughout the game. It almost feels post-apocalyptic, in a cutesy, relaxing way. Its main focus is its gameplay, but that's something I'll get to in a bit. First, I want to talk about the presentation. Like I said before, the majority of the levels take place on a diorama each, so the space you can move around in is limited. Despite their compact size, however, they are absolutely gorgeous to look at. They don't have layers upon layers of detail, but they do follow a simple yet highly effective appearance that's bolstered by a vibrant colour scheme that immediately catches the eye. Then there are the levels that sit in the foreground of greater landscapes that had me blown away. Each environment has received special care and consideration, not just for looking good, but also to immerse you. Just the presence of the stunning architecture invites speculation into the game's world. Who were the people that used to live here? What happened to this seemingly peaceful place? Why is it so quiet? All this in the opening segments of the game. Yeah, it's safe to say a positive first impression was made. I think one of the main aspects that makes these environments as captivating as they are is the tranquil atmosphere. Even when the game is at its most challenging, it's still oddly relaxing. Everything about the sound is soft, the music is gentle, and the ambient sounds such as the rain and the wind almost make it all feel cozy. One detail I liked is that every interaction you make plays a sound that fits with the music, in a way that feels perfectly in place, as if it was supposed to happen at that moment. Everything about Monument Valley's presentation is full of style and charm. When it comes to the actual meat, the gameplay loop and the puzzles themselves, it transforms into something even more fascinating. Beyond their pretty appearances, you'll quickly realise that these levels are more complex than they initially come across, and that's due to the fact that, in order to solve the game's many puzzles, you will need to interact with parts of the environment. This is done through various methods, but they all have visual indicators that make it clear that something is interactable. For example, dials allow you to rotate parts of the level, granting you a new perspective, whereas blocks with circles placed on them are movable, presenting new pathways. Over time, the game introduces new quirks to the gameplay that spice up the challenge, while also keeping it refreshing. When taken individually, these do appear small, nothing mind-blowing. However, when you take all of them as a group, and combine them with the way the levels are composed, you have a creative stroke of genius that never ceases to be impressive. Everything about it is seamless too. I only ever encountered one bug. There were countless times where I'd go through a sequence, sit back, and think, how on earth did the developers do that? It's the kind of presentation that feels like you're observing magic unfold on the screen. From a first glance, some of these levels look like they might be highly complex and challenging to play through. Going in, I wasn't sure how well I was going to fare since puzzle games have always been 50-50 for me. I'm happy to say that Monument Valley has found the perfect balance when it comes to difficulty. For starters, the game is quite easy to access. Movement-wise, the levels are based on a grid, so in order to move, you just click on the spot you want to go to. Likewise, all of the interactable parts of the environment are affected using the same method. The only thing you have to keep in mind with this is your perspective. You can only move the character to an area that you can currently see, so if the path goes around a corner, you'll have to find the right angle in order to continue. It's not hard, but it's something that becomes an engaging obstacle in and of itself. Were there times where I got stuck? Sure, but that wasn't a common occurrence, and when it did happen, it wasn't for very long. Besides, it was fun to figure out how to overcome a roadblock, especially with the satisfaction that comes after it, followed by the subsequent, "Wow, that's trippy," or "Wow, the devs are really clever." Essentially what I'm getting at is, it doesn't matter if you're not good at puzzle games, you should be alright with this one. I mentioned before that you are not the only inhabitant of this world. A species referred to as the Crow are the dominant occupants, and you'll often find them sitting around, sometimes watching you. There are cases though, where they wander around the levels. While they aren't hazardous to the player, you do have to find a way around them, as you simply cannot just walk past them. How you do this is entirely dependent on the level you're on, and just like with all the other challenges, the game manages to find unique ways of dealing with them. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really struggling to find things that I dislike about this game. I guess the gear that allows you to rotate parts of a level can be a bit slippery to use sometimes, but beyond that, there really is nothing I can criticize. It's one of the most creative experiences I have ever played. So, how do I conclude this? I wasn't expecting to love this game as much as I do. I knew nothing about it before it started, other than the fact that it had puzzles in it. All I can say is just how phenomenal the whole thing is. Every facet of it has been executed to such a high degree of quality. It's simple, yet at the same time magnificent looking visuals that smoothly blend in with the charming atmosphere, coupled with the imaginative and highly engaging challenges, make Monument Valley a triumphant innovation in the puzzle genre. It could very well be the best puzzle game I've ever played. Thanks for watching. If you liked this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like, and if you want to see more indie game reviews like this one, then consider subscribing. Let me know if there's any indie games you'd like to see a review for. I'm open to more or less any at this point. Until the next one, see you next time. Bye.